Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Glitch Pokemon Blue. As you can tell where I'm standing, I'm going to perform the long-range trainer glitch. That is because we're going to encounter some glitch Pokemon. The glitch Pokemon in Pokemon Blue are different than the Pokemon in Yellow. I should say Red and Blue. Pokemon Red and Blue are the same, but they are different from the Pokemon found in Yellow. So we're going to do 191, we're going to get started here. There was actually a handful of directions that this episode could have gone in, but I decided to go with showing glitch Pokemon just because it's more simple, and there's a couple reasons behind it. I'm not going to get into it right now, but one of the biggest cons to this is I don't have any Master Balls, so catching the actual glitch Pokemon might be a little difficult. And I'm also not going to cut anything out unless it gets like ridiculous, just to show the novelty of this, if you will. Kind of, you've never done it before. I will speed up battles though, because it's just me fighting a trainer, honestly. I need to switch out Starmie. That should be okay. We'll find out. This could be a good learning point here too. He switched out too. Alright, I'll surf. Cool, okay. That should be alright. Actually, that's kind of cool. That could be very beneficial. So, you might think I might go to the Cinnabar Mansion to find a Ditto, but they don't actually... they're not present in there. It's completely different in Pokemon Blue and Red. Red and Blue. I always like saying Red and Blue. It's just weird when you say Blue and Red. It doesn't sound right to me. Anyway, so they're found on Route 15 here, the Dittos. And, oh, I was hoping that was a Ditto. Been really handy. Let me switch out Starmie, because that's the Pokemon I'm going to be using. Which, if you've seen Missing No Experts, Let's Glitch Pokemon Blue, use a Starmie too as well. And I'm just going to do that, because why not? Alrighty, get out of here. I say if this takes too long, I will cut this because it's just a waste of time. Nope. Okay, cool. I feel like the Dittos have a higher encounter rate here than they did in Cinnabar Mansion. They just seem to take so it took so much longer to show up there. It's not as bad as it is here. So we'll have Ditto transform, and then something you should know: just run away. It'll make your life a lot easier. And I'm already worried about something because of having Starmie out against that Drowsy, I believe. But then it switched out to Kadabra, so I almost wonder if that would negate that. That's interesting. We'll get to that in a second. For now, we're just going to return back to the route. And something interesting that I will mention, this Pokemon corresponds to 4-4 in Yellow. And notice how I like this Pokemon's cry. And as you can see there, it's called A, capital A, which is important. And what's nice is that it corresponds to 4-4, so if we catch this, we could actually trade it into Yellow to get that. So that is one possible way of getting 4-4. And same goes if we trade that over here, I'll get A from 4-4. Sorry, talking and trying to do something at the same time doesn't go over well. So yeah, if the battle gets too nuts, I will cut it, just because I don't want to show this if it's going to be a waste of time. Made a Whirlwind, which isn't much of a problem. Thankfully A doesn't know Whirlwind. And there's another interesting thing about A, which doesn't show up here, which is another reason why I kind of want to show this too, which is kind of curious. But for now, I'm just going to try and catch it. I think I will make a cut after I get this little setup, just because there's really no reason to see this, besides the fact that it is fighting me. As you see, this is not very entertaining. Alrighty, hopefully this will be a good spot. Another thing that's cool about this Pokemon, as you can see, which Pokemon I should say, is it has this red box effect. It's similar to like Female Symbol and P-Pokemon P, where it's like a black box. Although those two are a little bit different, you can kind of see through P-Pokemon P's. Like this one, where it's not a solid red, so you're able to see through it, which is nice. I did get some Ultra Balls too, which should help with this. Let's see how it works. Of course. I know the two Pokemon that I'm going to be showing in this part are catchable with something besides a Master Ball, so it shouldn't be a problem. I actually caught this with a Pokeball the first time. And about first times here, let's look at this. Since I have not caught up before, and I believe it will always do this, since its, Pokédex number is 250. So because of that, and what we know about the Rhydon trap, this will become a Rhydon, since it has not been registered yet. There might be a bypass behind that. I don't think so, though. The only bypass you can get is catching that Pokemon again. like because it's going to transfer the first time. So of course of that, I'm just going to catch it again, and I'll be right back here when I do that. Cool, now that we got A for the second time, we can bypass the Pokédex entry. And we can actually keep it as an A. Let's take a look at it here. Type 1 normal, type 2 normal, so very weak to fighting apparently. And it's a very fast Pokemon, as you can see there. But I know its attack is terrible. And you can see there it doesn't have any moves, which might be kind of concerning at first. Which is odd, because it was fighting us, and like how could it be fighting us without any moves? And this is something interesting to me with, I'm just going to spoil it. Technically what's there is Cool Trainer. But what's odd is the Pokemon never used that against us in the battle. So I don't really understand why it affects us when it's our Pokemon, but doesn't affect wild Pokemon. There might be some situations where, I'm assuming maybe it just like, it doesn't matter for wild Pokemon, but maybe it will cases. I'm not really sure. I don't know much about that. I know a little bit about Cool Trainer, and I'm going to make a brief cut here once I, well, let's just say adjust the party, so I'll be right back. Okay, now that I've got some of the things I need, let's show A into battle. Right now it's not going to be very interesting, which might be surprising. Can we find a Pokemon, please? There we go. Sprites are inverted because I viewed the stats of A. I love its cry, I love the color, like, everything about this Pokemon's pretty cool in my opinion, besides its kind of bad stats. But it has Cool Trainer here, which is interesting. It actually says Cool Trainer female symbol, which is why I called that, you know, as it is in yellow. Even though in yellow it doesn't usually show that. So you can see there we got the TM Trainer effect, and typically what I've seen is we leave, we'll crash, which is kind of unfortunate. But I've heard, state, if we make our way to Diglett's cave, it's actually a good spot for avoiding that. From the term that I saw, it's avoiding bad Cool Trainers, as I saw. I'm not too familiar with what to do with it right now. I haven't looked into it much. I haven't really been worried about it, but just wanted to show this off in case you were curious. And if you get an A with Cool Trainer, because you're going to. I don't think there's any way to avoid that, because it's like a default move that A has. So every A you catch is going to have this. Ooh, the Drio might be a problem. Let's hope not. All I gotta do is just open it and leave. Although he's probably too fast, so I'll have to switch. Let's see here. So yeah, the music's gonna fade out very slowly. I feel like I can switch Pokemon. I don't really know what effects it has other than cutting out the music, because other than that, I don't really see anything else right now. It might just be kind of nullified right now, to where I don't really get much else besides the TM Trainer effect. Because my experience, I can actually leave. And look at that. Boom. So I don't know what I can do with that, but I do know that this is one good location to use Cool Trainer, which is why I'm here. Now, we're just going to avoid that. If you want to use A, just teach it a move, and thank goodness it can learn Bubble Beam, because I have plenty of those. So you just teach it, and it'll automatically replace Cool Trainer. And I'm pretty sure by default that will replace the first move, because that's where Cool Trainer goes by default. And so now if we go in there, we can actually access A's moves. So there we go, and we can see the moves that it was using against us. And I don't believe, like, I'm assuming since it was blank and it had no PP, that's probably the reason why I didn't try using it. That's my only guess, which is odd because I'm not really sure how it works. Because I'm under the impression that trainers and wild Pokemon do not run out of power points. They have unlimited power points. So I don't know why that's there. Maybe perhaps since it has no power points to begin with, it doesn't, like, that doesn't exist. It doesn't try to use it. It's my only guess. So now, the thing I want to adjust off screen as well. Let's see if we can learn something here really quick. So I deposited Starmie in the box. I'm also going to just deposit A in there, which also changes the music, which I think is pretty cool. And we're going to withdraw Starmie. So hopefully, its special stat is still at 191. It is, cool. We're going to go fight a Pidgey and see if we can get that to 192. Using a little exploit in the Generation 1 games. I'm going to speed on over there. I will show this just in case you haven't seen it before. It's pretty simple, just go fight a Pokemon, put it back in the PC. Nothing too crazy. Abra, I'm worried that might give me too much. And the reason why I was concerned earlier is because I accidentally threw out Starmie first, but then switched to a different Pokemon. I don't know if it's shared in this game. I haven't looked at that. But then they also switched out with their Drowsy to Kadabra, so I almost wonder if that kind of negated that. We're just gonna think this Pokemon. You know what? I think for the hell of it, we're just going to fight 2. Because off screen, that's how much it was needed to take it to 192. And I guess that can be a way to distinguish whether that fight from earlier had an effect or not. If we can find a Pidgey any day now. I'm sure I could use Caterpie, but I'm just going to use Pidgey. Oh my goodness. Get these bugs out of here. And these... What even is Abra? I know, like, it's kind of like a theory that it's like a kid or something, or it was. I don't know. Psychotic Pokemon. Alrighty, let's see if we can get that correct special stat. There we go. That should have worked, so let's see if it did. Yep, we can also see by its HP, it went up too. It recalculates all IVs, or EVs, sorry. So it should have changed the other stats too, but the one that we're most worried about right now is the special stat. So now we're gonna reset the long range trainer glitch pretty much. I'm gonna heal up too, so I'll just meet you guys up there. Alrighty, with Starmie at special stat 192, we can now get the next glitch Pokemon. I would show no cheating device, but as I said before, I'm not able to show that with my current recording setup. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. Which, these are pretty basic glitches. I'm pretty sure any person can do this without, like... That's why I'm showing it in the way I am. It's just so, if you want to do this yourself, you just do exactly what I'm doing, and it'll work for you, no matter what. Unless you somehow screw it up, I guess, but... Yeah. You can always try again. I know these glitches are pretty harmless. Like, in Yellow, you can encounter Missy No. Like, Yellow Missy No if you use the wrong special stat, but... I mean, that's... not too bad. I don't think it's ever capable of doing much besides crashing your game, which could be a problem if you don't save, but otherwise it's kind of harmless, as far as I know. Let's see here. This should be hopefully pretty easy. I know I've never liked Koga's gym because it's like it's supposed to be poison, but I know sometimes the guys will have like psychic type Pokemon. You know, psychic types in this game, like Generation 1, were pretty much the most powerful type in the game because they had like no weakness. So they're pretty tough, and usually they had like high special defense since special attack, special defense were bundled into one. So you get kind of screwed over that way too. There's actually something about that one to show too. I just hadn't done that yet in Pokemon Yellow. I can even show it here too. Not right now, of course, but at some point in Pokemon Blue. Alrighty, after that annoying battle. We're gonna speed heal and then make our way over to Route 15. That's what I love about this setup, is like I can just do that, hit the Pokemon Center, and then right over here. It's pretty nice. That's kind of the reason why I decided to do this now, so that way I can clear out all the trainers in Fuchsia and use those to save trainers, since the next glitch I want to show requires me beating Koga since I need Surf. That's why that was an issue. And there's another glitch that I want to do before I get the Master Ball, but that also comes a pain in the butt too. So that's the reason why we're doing this now, opposed to what I originally planned. So that was the conflicting thing that I was talking about. So let's see if we can get a Ditto here. Like I said, this takes a ridiculous amount of time. I will cut this. Okay, cool. Yeah, I swear, the encounter rate on here has to be a little bit higher, like maybe like 15% or something. I'll have to like fact check that at some point. The next part is going to feature pretty much this exact same thing, just different Pokemon. So in that one, hopefully by then, I'll tell you what the encounter rate is for Ditto. Alrighty, let's get out of here. And of course, return back to the route. Don't walk into that door. It won't be a problem. I've done that before and it's kind of annoying. So this I will cut out because it's going to be a very big pain in the ass. It's lowercase a, which is funny. It's a hybrid of Poliwhirl, and it has a long name. And so, with it having a long name, it makes fighting it really annoying. And it's very appealing to have a Master Ball at this point. So I'm going to do the same tactic where I just Leech Seed it down, and then use Pikachu to paralyze. As you can see here, it also has normal moves and whatnot. It just has like Poliwhirl moves as far as I know. Yeah, I don't like anything special with that. I did not mean to use Growl, whatever. You'll see a cut here when I'm at a good spot. Alrighty, that happened a lot faster than I thought it was going to. I was just about to say that one benefit of using VVA is I can speed this up, which was very helpful, because if not, it probably would have taken at least 30 minutes. So big recommendation to be using Master Ball at this point. Like I said, it's my personal preference why I'm not. There's a few reasons behind it. It's just the order I want to show things. So we're going to see the Pokédex intro here. Nothing too special. The only big thing is that it's a lot heavier than I think it's supposed to be, because I know Poliwhirl shouldn't weigh that much. And part of its entry is like a glitch symbol, which it's part of its glitch name. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So that's why it's there. And then I highly recommend renaming it, since, you know, if you don't do that, you're going to waste a lot of time just clicking through like at least 3 or 4 lines of text, or however many it is. But once you rename it, it should fix that issue. The only time it'll become a problem is when you go to view its stats, because on like the move screen here, it shows the Pokemon's actual name, not its nickname. So that will persist. As you can see, it kind of bleeds into its moves. You can see there underneath Bubble, part of its name. And that Bubble's the only move it looks like it has, but it just has, I believe, Bubble, Hypnosis, and Water Gun. I'm going to heal up really quick and then show it in the battle. Put it in front too while we're here. There's nothing terribly special about A that I know of offhand. It's just a Pokemon to get for one. But it should be known, since it's special stat 192, it corresponds to Index 192, the same thing in Yellow, which is actually 44HY. So for whatever reason, if you can't get 44HY in Pokemon Yellow, you can trade this over and it'll be a 44HY, which is nice because it can evolve into Q at that point. I don't think, even though this Pokemon, lowercase a, is a hybrid of Poliwhirl, it cannot evolve into Poliwrath. I'm not positive on that right now, but I can type in the description if you want to know for sure. So let's just defeat this Sphero, see if we can actually do it. It might take a while. I don't know about that, but yeah. It's nothing too special, honestly. Just a Glitch Pokemon. But like I said, oh no! We're gonna get beaten up here. Alright, you want a piece of this. I don't have Nidoqueen to smash, so I guess we're just gonna do Blastoise then. Bite it. So yeah, that's that with that. Nothing too special of A. I know it has, I'm pretty sure it's just Poliwhirl stats. So yeah, since it was a Bubble disadvantage there. I know I can't show it in this part because there's a particular reason why. But the next Glitch Pokemon 193 has outrageous stats, and it's the equivalent of female symbol, and female symbol has outrageous stats. But the problem with female symbol is it has a glitch box. And something that I am going to show is that you can transfer Pokemon between games, between Yellow and Blue, and that can be beneficial because 193 will actually give us trouble. But we'll save that for next time. That's actually all I have for you now. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then.